Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session created for a gentleman that I was working with who had found a relationship that he really wanted to be in long term. He wanted to have a lifelong commitment to this particular person, and yet they were feeling echoes of insecurity that largely were coming from their past. So in this particular hypnosis session, I use what I think is an excellent framework for change, just because most people have had a lifetime of watching different movies or seeing different stories, that many of which follows the structure of the hero's journey. And normally the hero in any of these hero's journeys has some form of character, not defect or flaw, but something that is not quite working for them in some way. So the classic Harry Potter, he was abandoned by his parents, kind of had those kind of insecurities, didn't know if he was worthy enough. The Hobbit, again, you've got this kind of character, the Bilbo Baggins of the world, that's not really sure if they're up to such a big challenge. So there are generally insecurities and a lack of worthiness in a lot of these central characters on the hero's journey. And certainly this client I was working with, a lot of their anxiety and their worries were coming from insecurities, fear of losing someone they loved, fear of abandonment, fear that things wouldn't work out, fear that there was lots of unknown variables. And in this hypnosis session, that element of insecurities is seen as their life up to this point in their story, and that what they're going through now and would go over the next year or two is the adversity required for them to evolve to a future where they don't have those same insecurities anymore. That rather than it being a problem, it was the making of them. And that is an excellent reframe, that if you are choosing to go through difficult times, having the belief system that you will evolve as a person as a result of these difficult times is the optimal belief that you can have, because then it frames everything that you're going through in a way that makes you stronger, more resilient, and that you're getting the value from that. You'll even hear at the end a metaphor of how diamonds are formed. And most people, that are aware of how diamonds are formed, they'll know that it didn't come from an easy ride. It was kind of heat and pressure and time condensed into all those kind of carbon molecules forged into something very valuable and very strong. But that's not an easy process. When they make industrial diamonds, they can't make them as hard and as valuable as what nature can do. So I think there is a way of framing challenge and adversity into a very empowering way. There is a saying, I don't know where it comes from, but I don't wish for an easy life, but the strength and courage to deal with a difficult life. And that's very helpful. The strongest trees generally are those that have faced the strongest winds, not the other way around. So there's lots of kind of proverbs and metaphors that echo this, but this just happens to use the hero's journey as the vehicle for it, so that they could imagine a future where they have evolved and don't have those same insecurities and fears that maybe they've had in the past. This is a relationship hypnosis session built on confidence and securities. It was created for an individual, happens to be a man with a female partner, and they were looking to perhaps live somewhere else in the world. It would have involved lots of different kind of change. So some of the suggestions might be relevant for them in their situation, might not be relevant for you. But if you do feel like you would benefit from a bespoke hypnosis session, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, this session may be helpful for you, so find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a slow, long, relaxing breath of resourceful feelings of calm tranquility. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful sense of release. Releasing feelings of stress or worry, anxiety or insecurity, particularly around the muscles of your eyes, jaw, neck and shoulders. Imagine the last time that you had a long, relaxing, enjoyable yawn, and replay that in your mind like you're yawning now. Not in order to yawn, but just to feel how it would feel to make that transition into a state of wonderful relaxation. Breathe in deeper and exhale for longer, and notice the deeper you breathe, just as a ripple effect of that longer breath is a feeling of increasing levels of relaxation. And the more you relax, the more that your mind awakens the power of your imagination. I want you to think of a place that you used to read as a child. Maybe there was a desk in a bedroom, or a comfy sofa, perhaps a dining room table, or maybe a library that used to find a place to look at books and just read. And I want you to imagine what it would feel like to be in that place at your current age, reading a book about a journey that you've been on so far. A journey of all relationships, starting with the relationship you had with your parents, and then friendships, first girlfriend, and subsequent relationships. And sometimes when you condense time down, you can start to see patterns and trends that were invisible before. So if you're seeing trends of dependency or conditions, that if rules were there that you had to meet in order to be worthy of love, affection, or attention, you get to start to see those dots being joined together as you turn the pages. Each page may be weeks or months. Flick through the pages, see the trends. And I want you to see the trend of perhaps a fling or a recent relationship that didn't work out. And imagine it's a picture book and you get to see how you were at that point in time. Maybe there were mixed messages. Maybe there were meanings or associations to certain information. And I want you to see that in that context, your intuition helped you to avoid something undesirable. And if your intuition helped in one situation, it would be natural to believe that it could also help even when the situation is different. Sometimes in medicine you get false positives. A test result shows something but isn't true. And I wonder how many false positives you've been noticing recently. Similar stimulus or similar feelings lead to a feeling of anxiety or worry that aren't proportionate to the information you've evaluated. But what if that's not the problem? What if it's just a feedback loop to show that you're nearing the end of one journey? And let's call the first half of this book a journey of insecurity. And I want you to get a sense that over the next year or two, an evolution will take place. An adaptation will take place, so that you can't be that insecure person in the future, that the very journey you're on will mean that that version of you can't exist. So I want you to see, halfway through this book, a picture of you now, in this moment. I want you to imagine stepping into that picture, feeling that you are halfway through a hero's journey that requires a change in order to get to the next part of the story. So as you step into that picture, feel how good it would feel to feel that you're standing tall, a hero in the making, embracing every challenge with confidence and ever-growing security. As you feel the strength within you growing, knowing that every moment of uncertainty is shaping you into a more resilient and secure person. That you're on your way towards your future self that will be calm and composed. A version of you able to navigate through all aspects of life with unwavering confidence. I want you to feel that every step you take on this journey, every decision, every meeting, every moment, particularly those that are uncertain, is a step toward a stronger, more secure you. That you are a hero. And it's necessary to face and overcome adversity. That each challenge, a stepping stone to your ultimate strength and security. And rather than fearing the unknown, I wonder how it would feel to embrace the unknown with the very confidence that it is forging a new, stronger identity within you. And with that in mind, you can feel a deep sense of peace, knowing that every twist and turn is part of your heroic journey to emotional security. As you imagine your fears and insecurities melting away, replaced by a profound sense of confidence in your path, each element of uncertainty or adversity is a necessary trial, each one fortifying your resolve and confidence. The medieval heroes waited for an honorable quest, a difficult quest that would give them the ability to prove their courage, resolve, and honor. And maybe this is your quest, that it had to be difficult in order for you to evolve. So feel the excitement of the hero's journey, knowing that every challenge is crafting a more mature and secure version of yourself. You can't help but think about you in the future, where your newfound strength and confidence become the foundation of a deeply secure and lasting relationship. That you can embrace the journey with the knowledge that your experiences are shaping you into someone extraordinary. So feel the power of your inner hero. You know they're there, ready to face any uncertainty with courage and confidence. And maybe you can drift into the future, far into the future, and imagine that version of you looking back at these times with pride, with a wry smile, knowing that they were essential to your growth and security. It was the difficulty and uncertainty that was required for your evolution. As you return back to the present, see every moment of uncertainty as a paragraph or chapter in your heroic story, each one bringing you closer to your true, confident self. Feel the thrill of the journey, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to build your inner strength, as you feel that you are now on a quest perhaps to rescue your maiden, with every uncertainty being a vital part of your transformation. The old knights in medieval times were courageous and heroic and strong, but only because they overcome adversity time and time again. They were not born that way. So feel that hero, that medieval knight, emerging from within, as you embrace the unknown with a calm heart, knowing that it is guiding you toward your ultimate strength and emotional security. As you see yourself as a hero, facing and embracing the uncertainties, becoming more and more secure. Feel a deep sense of purpose, knowing that this journey through adversity is forging the strongest possible foundation for your future and relationships. And while you're on that journey, imagine uncovering a large, precious, valuable diamond. And as you hold that diamond, which is incredibly strong and valuable, think back to how it was created. The heat of molten lava, the pressure, perhaps of thousands, if not millions of tons, that this strong, precious, valuable thing came from intense pressure and adversity, and feel that that is your journey now. Feel that this diamond represents your inner strength. As you place the diamond to your chest, imagine your chest absorbing the strength and resilience and value of that diamond. As you imagine your heart, now imagine it glittering like a diamond, as you feel that you possess value, strength, resilience, and the ability to withstand any pressure, stress, and adversity. It's time to return to this moment, feeling that you are on your own hero's journey. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.